is Good Morning Indiana, working for you.
Now it's 6 on Good Morning Indiana. COVID-19 has created a lot of uncertainties for Americans, including with your wallet. We talked to a financial expert about what you can do to make plans for your money during the outbreak. The coronavirus is costing high school and college seniors the chance to enjoy their final semester and graduation. How some seniors are reacting to the changes to the school year and possibly their future career paths. Workers at a local senior community are finding new ways to keep residents safe and connected during the pandemic. How they're using mail to deliver an improved approach to social distancing. While many businesses are struggling during the coronavirus outbreak, others are still looking to hire Hoosiers. We talked to a local career coach about how you can use this time social distancing to strategize your next career move. 6 o'clock here on your Thursday morning. Thanks so much for starting the day with us. I'm Meredith Barrick.
And I'm Rafael Sanchez. Welcome to our makeshift studio here in Johnson County. And guys, I missed the drive, but I do appreciate the fact that we are doing some social distancing. But I missed not being in the studio with you.
We miss you too here. And Todd Clausen is with me here in the studio, much more than 6 feet away over in the Weather Center. Todd, you are taking a look at what we can expect temperature-wise today.
Yeah, you know, we're in great shape already this morning, Meredith, as temperatures are in the 40s and 50s. Compare that to yesterday when temperatures were below freezing in some locations. We had all that fog this morning. Skies are just partly cloudy to go along with those nice, comfortable temperatures. Many of you see a lot of sunshine here throughout the morning hours. There's one little band of cloud cover that's kind of lifting its way to the north. So some of you have a little bit of cloud cover once the sun comes up, which is at 7:38, by the way. Sunrise here this morning starting to get earlier and earlier in the morning as sunset gets later and later. The rain will track for later on this afternoon as this batch of rain showers that's off to our northwest, and that's going to mainly impact the northern half of the state of Indiana. So if you live from Indianapolis to the north, you'll have the best opportunity to get into some rain showers later on this afternoon and this evening. But until then, at least your out the door forecast with the mild air in place. We're already near 60 by the noon hour. It'll be completely dry. No threat of any rain before that noon hour. We'll talk about those rain showers as they make their way into our area coming up in Maine weather in just a few minutes. But right now at 6:02, it's time for an update on the roadways here with Meredith.
Todd, thank you. We're taking a live look at I-465 at Man Road. As you can see, traffic a little heavier in this area compared to others across central Indiana this morning. Thankfully, there are no issues to report on the roadways. This morning, we continue to bring you everything you need to know about the coronavirus outbreak. The Indiana State Department of Health says 2 more people have died from the virus, bringing the total of deaths to 14. The latest were reported in Hancock and Howard counties. There were also 112 newly confirmed cases. The state says the total number of Hoosiers that have tested positive now stands at 477. As the numbers continue to climb, Governor Holcomb and state officials gave an update about testing. Indiana State Health Commissioner Christina Bach says 14% of tests have come back positive for COVID-19. More than 3,300 Hoosiers have been tested so far.
While this rate may seem high, it's expected because we're testing the highest risk individuals, those who are ill and those who are at high risk for exposure because of where they work or whom they work with.
Bach said that the state has received a second shipment of medical supplies from the federal government. That includes masks, gowns, gloves, and shields. Governor Holcomb also took time to thank those Hoosiers and businesses volunteering to help fill the need for these essential products. Thousands of Hoosiers are now without jobs because of COVID-19. In the last few days, more than 20,000 people have applied for unemployment in the state. Economy experts believe that number will reach 120,000 by next month. Many restaurants, hotels, factories, and others have been closed because of restrictions surrounding the pandemic. Like many others, Chris Clark lost his job as a manager at a local bar as a result. He said he filed for unemployment but has already found another job.
Luckily for me, I was able to find some temp work at a grocery store here in town. Grocery stores are one of the things that aren't going to be shutting down in case anything goes any further. But a lot of people are just looking for work right now and just trying to save what they do have.
You can find information about how to file for unemployment on our website, theindychannel.com.
Since the coronavirus, as you know, stocks and 401ks have taken a major tumble. So what are the best moves to make the most out of your money? Alyssa Donovan, she spoke to a financial planner and he provided some key information. Alyssa, good morning and fill us in.
Good morning, Raphael. So he had some important advice, but the biggest takeaway I got from him when I spoke with him was that you need to be aware of your long-term plan during this time. He also noted that anytime we have experienced a bear market like this, we have recovered. So the important part right now is to not make any rash decisions. Now, there are some things that you can do to get the most out of your money at this time. One of those moves is rebalancing your portfolio. The advisor I spoke to says if you're inclined to buy during a time like this, try not to buy all at once because we still don't know exactly what's going to happen. Rather, buy in increments, which will allow for smarter moves. Many people tend to feel they should sell during this time, but he says that's not the case. However, if you have already sold, that's okay. His advice, commit to getting back in at 20% over the next 5 weeks. And he says right now you should make your 529 contributions and your IRA contributions. This will save you money in the long run.
If your kids are less than 4 years from going to school, probably put these dollars into the savings portfolio to give your other dollars more time to recover. And if the kids are more than 4 years away, probably put these dollars into a diversified portfolio to give these dollars the opportunity to grow.
Financial professionals say it's not unusual or abnormal to go through these kinds of dips. And he also says that this is a good time to speak with a financial advisor and make a plan in case something like this happens again in the future. Reporting live, Alyssa Donovan, RTV6.
Alyssa, thank you. The coronavirus is having an impact on all of us, but for the seniors in the class of 2020, they could potentially miss out on huge and important milestones in their lives. Our Kelsey Anderson spoke with a few soon-to-be graduates. Kelsey, how are those seniors feeling right now?
The seniors I spoke with say they are simply devastated. Devastated that a big part of their childhood is quickly slipping away. I spoke with 3 seniors, 1 from Center Grove and 2 from Greenfield Central. Julia Falcone, Elliot Lambert, and Cale Savage are all in shock that their last semester of high school, their graduation, and their senior prom are all up in the air depending on what happens next as Indiana and the rest of the United States continues to fight the spread of COVID-19. All of them shared the same thought with me.
I feel like I'm missing part of my childhood.
I feel like I'm personally getting dipped out of my senior year.
It's definitely odd that last Thursday could have been my last day ever, like in high school.
As of right now, the governor says schools will not be back in session until May 1st, and most proms are scheduled before then. Coming up in the next half hour, hear more from these seniors, plus how what's happening right now around the world is helping to solidify what they want to do in their future career paths. Working for you, Kelsey Anderson, RTV6.
Kelsey, thank you so much. COVID-19 is changing our daily routines. And one senior life community here in Johnson County has changed its mail delivery to create more social distancing and keep its residents safe. It's the new effort driven to keep people safe. Residents at the Otterbein Senior Life Community in Franklin are no longer allowed to congregate to pick up their mail. Which means several golf cars are deployed daily with letters and packages to keep people in their rooms or homes during the pandemic.
Delivering that mail, it is a connection piece to their loved ones. So they are excited to receive those packages and those cards.
Good afternoon, it's Stacy in admissions. Just wanted to check in on you.
The new mail delivery system also allows staff to check on the wellness and mental state of their residents.
I'm downsizing. I'm getting rid of junk that I should have gotten rid of a long time ago. And it's a good time to sit back and pray a lot and do some introspection and make plans for Easter.
They're not official letter carriers, but just like postal workers, these days they'll deliver in rain, sleet, or snow. the working in the sunshine gets their stamp of approval. And I think most of us enjoy the sunshine these days. 485 people call Otterbein home. The folks there have also invested in a number of iPads to allow residents to talk to each other throughout the day. The facility has also been working through its TV network system and providing some programming and activities that people can do in their rooms or in their homes where groups are not needed. So they're doing the best possible to keep everyone safe and happy during this time period. We'll have much more from them coming up, of course, over the next couple of weeks. Meredith?
Despite businesses struggling during the coronavirus outbreak, some are looking to hire Hoosiers. We're talking to a career expert who says this could be a good time to find a new career path. Todd?
And Meredith, yesterday was an absolutely picture-perfect day once we got rid of that fog. Today, not bad. There's the slight chance of some rain showers as we get into the afternoon hours, and then rain chances really ramp up as we push our way into the weekend. In fact, Saturday, some heavy rainfall is heading our way. We'll talk all about it coming up in your Storm Team 6 forecast. The time now is 6:11. You're watching Good Morning Indiana right here on RTV6.
Our Hiring Hoosiers initiative works to connect you to job opportunities, resources, and training programs. And in the current state with social distancing, it may feel like your job aspirations are left hanging in the balance. That's why our Lauren Casey talked with a local career coach about how you can make good use of this time at home and put your best foot forward.
There are still jobs that are being posted every single day right now. That doesn't necessarily mean that companies are going to be moving forward as quickly with their hiring timeline, but it's a great idea to just get in the habit of looking for jobs.
Lauren Carter is the founder of Career Coach Indy, and she's ready to help you navigate through the COVID-19 crisis. While we are social distancing, she says it's the perfect time to set yourself up for future career success.
Maybe this is a time to think about a career pivot. What could you be doing right now to start thinking about what's next? So doing some research on different industries, starting to think about networking, updating your LinkedIn profile, updating your resume.
While at home, look for ways to beef up that resume.
How can I grow as a professional and add maybe some certifications or training programs to my resume? Yale is offering free online certifications, and there's a ton of platforms out there who are offering free trainings, webinars, and certifications right now.
For high school students at home right now,
checking out virtual tours of colleges. Maybe you already know what college you're going to. You could try to join a Facebook page or something like that to connect with other incoming freshmen.
Plus, go ahead and create that LinkedIn profile and resume. It's something you'll need to keep updated. For college students sent home, start networking now. You can do it virtually with prospective employers.
Reach out to them, and there's a great chance that they would have the time right now to talk to you and give you advice.
Plus,
practice interviewing too. I think that interviewing is a skill set that once you're kind of out of the habit, it's like an art that you have to perfect again. There's a ton of online virtual mock interview platforms.
And remember, we're all in this together. So what can you do in this crisis to stand out?
How could you show a future employer that, hey, I was proactive during this time, I wasn't lazy, I was seeking opportunities, I was networking and making connections? That's going to be really impressive to a future employer.
Lauren Casey, RTV6.
Career Coach Indy is available to help you develop your personal brand, your resume, conduct mock interviews, and more. Plus, Lauren can talk with you virtually and do a career assessment if you feel stuck. You can reach out to her by visiting careercoachindy.com. All right, here at 6:16, meteorologist Todd Clausen with our Thursday forecast.
It's not a bad forecast. You're going to hear the mention of rain in this forecast, but I don't want you to freak out. It's only for part of the day, and it's only really for some of you here across central Indiana. This morning, we're starting off nice and dry, and how about these nice, comfortable temperatures as well? 46 degrees is the current reading, just a light wind out of the south-southwest. It's not so much the wind speed today, but the wind direction. With that southerly wind component, we are going to help to bring these temperatures back up into the 60s. 50 right now in Lafayette as well as Bloomington. 46 is the current temperature in Greenfield. And we'll have a good amount of sunshine this morning. And with that sunshine right off the bat, we'll see our temperatures moderate through the 50s through the noon hour. And then we'll jump up into the low 60s. However, as we do get into the afternoon and evening hours, overall skies are going to start to become mostly cloudy. cloudy, and then we'll eventually build in some of those spotty showers. So when you look at high temperatures for the day today, you notice it's about a 10-degree difference. To the south, Bloomington, Columbus, Bedford, Seymour, you're up to right around 70 degrees for your high temperature. The reason? More in the way of sunshine, less in the way of rainfall potential. As you work your way to the north, the rain chances will start to increase. The clouds will come in a little bit quicker. That's why Peru and Lafayette, you're right around 61 degrees. With that said, though, all those temperatures, no matter where you are across the area, are above normal for this time of year. One little band of cloud cover working its way through right now. The rain doesn't look all that impressive right now on radar over in the Iowa area, but that's what's going to expand into our area later on this afternoon. So a few spotty showers will be possible by 2, 3 o'clock in northern locations. Indianapolis kind of just on the fringe. I think you'll get into some showers by 6, 7 o'clock. They're all very, very light, though. And then there's the dry conditions down to the south, and that band of rain will make its way out of the area by about 10, 11 o'clock this evening. Not a lot of rainfall today, but some scattered showers to the north. Tomorrow, a little better chance of seeing some rain showers off and on throughout the day. Still nice and mild with temperatures that will be up in the 60s. But even Friday is not going to be a complete washout. As I hit the button and advance this, I'll just roll through Friday pretty quickly. And you see it's just a few spotty showers off and on throughout the day coming through. It's by no means going to be a washout. But once we get to Friday night, late into early Saturday morning, this is when the heavy rain makes its way through the area. It comes in waves throughout the first half of the day, and then when the cold front comes through Saturday evening, some thunderstorms will be a possibility. So on Saturday, we're going to have to keep our eye on two things: the potential for some stronger storms. That's probably more of an isolated threat. The more widespread threat will be the potential, Meredith, for some localized flooding to take place across the area.
Todd, thank you. We're taking a live look I-465 at Man Road. As you can see, traffic picking up in this area. This has been the most busy area that we have seen here over the past 2 days or so, surprisingly. No issues to report on the roadways at this hour. New data from the CDC shows the coronavirus is starting to affect younger generations more. The agency's report shows nearly 40% of those hospitalized are between ages 20 and 54. That means more young people are getting seriously sick than initially thought. The CDC says the greatest risk remains the older population. About 80% of Americans who have died from COVID-19 were 65 years of age or older. And less than 1% of coronavirus deaths were people ages 20 to 54.
The time now is 6:21, and pressure is growing on the Trump administration to release immigrants that are being held in close quarters in detention centers. This after a detainee in New Jersey and 2 staff members at a facility in New York have tested positive for COVID-19. Now, many immigrants worry for their safety since social distancing is nearly impossible in detention. Most beds are only 3 feet apart. ICE has said it's looking into temporarily adjusting its policy for those without a criminal record. McDonald's is making some adjustments to its menu that breakfast lovers may not be too happy about. The food chain is temporarily getting rid of all-day breakfast. The company says it's put less strain on day-to-day operations during this pandemic. McDonald's will start pulling off other items off its menu over the next few weeks and only serve its most popular options. Now, this follows the closure of all seating and play areas at U.S. restaurants last week.
A $1 trillion relief package is making its way through Washington that could include cash for you. Coming up, what you need to know about the $1,200 government checks on the way. And so many parents are using this extended time with their kids to introduce them to movie classics like Mary Poppins and The Sound of Music. Coming up, we will have an amazing treat for you, the star of both those films, Julie Andrews, live on Good Morning America. We'll be right back.
2 months on 12 models.
Time now for what's trending at 6. So, of course, we're going to start off with a cute little animal. This adorable baby African penguin lives at a New Orleans aquarium and is named after an NBA player. Staffers there picked the name Zion after Pelicans player Zion Williamson. When the NBA season was suspended because of the coronavirus, Williamson announced he would pay the salaries for workers at the team's arena. The aquarium said they wanted to honor him for his generosity. A lot tinier than the NBA player, though. A large bear took to the empty California streets and found some trash treasure. The animal was caught on video rummaging through trash bins in Arcadia, California. All of the trash was out on the curb ready for trash pickup day. That's when the bear began knocking over the cans looking for food. He hit the jackpot. Oh, don't we all right about now? This Mississippi resident didn't like the doom and gloom of social distancing, so she started singing. It was so well received by her neighbors. Christina Spann took her show on the road, literally. With the help of her boyfriend, she began belting out tunes from her sunroof. The 28-year-old youth program coordinator says she enjoys making music and seeing others smile. Well, if you decide to do that, just make sure you're safe while doing it. And Todd, would today be a good day to open up the sunroof?
You know, the first half of the day, you're completely fine to do that if you so choose. Later on this afternoon, some of you at least will start to build in some rain showers. Sunrise this morning, 7:38. Once the sun comes up, temperatures today will moderate pretty quickly across the area from the 40s to near 60 degrees already by the noon hour with a mixture of sun and clouds. It's this afternoon that some of you run into a little bit of an issue with some rain moving in, and that's going to be in locations to the north. Any rain that does move in is going to be very, very light, but you can see that the temperatures where we deal with those rain showers are a little bit cooler to the south, Bloomington, Columbus, and other locations across southern portions of central Indiana where you remain completely dry. You have a little more sunshine. Raphael, those temperatures will be topping off in the low 70s.
Good numbers there, Todd. Thank you so much. In an effort to help the American economy overnight, Congress, the Senate did vote on that $2.2 trillion relief package. In that package, it says that most Americans may receive a check for up to $1,200. But when? Consumer reporter John Matteries has much more information on what you can expect.
If you're suddenly out of work, or your hours have been cut, or you're just nervous, the good news is government checks to help you are on the way. So we wanted to know when and how will you be getting these? President Trump and Congress are planning the biggest stimulus in history, $2 trillion to help families out of work or coping with reduced hours. So what will you receive? It depends on your marital status and how much you earn. An analysis by CNBC says 90% of Americans will receive a check for $1,200 or $2,400 for married couples. You'll also get $500 per child. Checks will go out in April. However, benefits phase out if you earn above $75,000 a year. You will not receive a check if you earn more than $99,000. Look for details on dates and delivery options in the next week so you don't waste your money. I'm John Matteries. Good morning, Indiana.
Hey, John, thank you so much. For more cost-saving tips and ideas, visit the money section of our website, theindychannel.com.
This is Good Morning Indiana, working for you.
It's 6:30 here on your Thursday morning. Here's what's making headlines in your news feed. The Indiana State Department of Health says 2 more people have died from coronavirus, bringing the total number of deaths to 14. The latest were reported in Hancock and Howard counties. 477 Hoosiers have tested positive for COVID-19. And more than 20,000 people have applied for unemployment in this state. Economy experts believe that number will reach 120,000 by next month. Many restaurants, hotels, factories, and others have been closed because of restrictions surrounding the COVID-19 pandemic. The COVID-19 outbreak is also impacting how Hoosiers can vote. Indiana officials announced last week the state's May primary has been postponed to June 2nd. Now all voters can choose to vote by mail. The Election Commission is also considering moving to a vote-by-mail election. That will be discussed at a meeting scheduled for next month. Welcome into Good Morning Indiana. Thank you so much for joining us here today. I'm Meredith Barrick here in the RTV6 studios. And Raphael Sanchez, you are down in our new Johnson County Bureau, as we like to call it.
Yeah, that's right. Welcome to my living room here in Johnson County as we practice some social distancing. And hopefully this will not be for a long time, but we're doing our part and setting an example that if you can stay at home and work from home, please do so we can get this virus out of the way and back to some normalcy. But of course, the big thing today will be the weather. Todd, it's going to be a beautiful first half of the day, right?
Yeah, you know, yesterday was beautiful from start to finish once we got rid of that fog. Today, you're going to have to kind of pick and choose your times to be out. And by far the best time, as Raphael mentioned there, is going to be here throughout the morning hours because it's completely dry. And temperatures already this morning are in the 40s, and that's exactly where we'll stay, at least for the next few hours. The little band of cloud cover that we did have moving through continues to push to the north and break apart. So a lot of sunshine to start off our Thursday, but once we get into the afternoon hours, everybody will see the clouds increase, and some of you will start to see the rain showers, what you see in Iowa right now, move in. But it's really just in northern locations that will deal with some of those rain showers, and if you do see them, they are all going to be very, very light. This is not a heavy rainfall that's heading our way, but you just need to be prepared, as I know a lot of people try to get out of the house and walk around and enjoy these warm temperatures. So the first half of the day, we warm quickly with those partly cloudy skies up to 56 degrees. We'll talk more about the rain showers and time it out for you hour by hour using TrueCast in just a few minutes. Meredith.
Todd, thank you. We're looking at I-65 at 30th Street. Just a few cars out there here at 6:30 on your Thursday morning. No issues to report right now. Raphael.
Meredith, good morning. Here's the latest on the coronavirus. No surprise, the numbers continue to surge in our state. This morning, the state health department reporting 477 cases in Indiana. 14 people have died. More than 3,000 people have tested positive in Indiana. We expect another update on these numbers around 10 this morning, and once we get them, we'll send you a push alert on the RTV6 app. With the steep increase in COVID-19 cases, state leaders say they want the public to look beyond the numbers, to stay at home, but look beyond the numbers in the next few days. Health officials say it is key to look at where the numbers are headed if action is not taken today. Across the state, more patients are coming into contact with doctors. That means that more supplies are needed. The superintendent of public instruction, Jennifer McCormick, says schools are now stepping in to do their part and to fill a need.
Our schools, whether it's science labs or career technical education, have signaled to us that we have gloves, we have masks, we have gowns. Where do you need them? So our team is working with the Emergency Operations Center to determine what that distribution looks like so that we can be a good partner in making sure our healthcare folks have the gear that they need.
Dr. McCormick says schools don't have massive stockpiles of supplies, but she says every little bit helps.
Today, the Indiana National Guard will help with getting important supplies to medical facilities. The supplies include gowns, gloves, masks, and face shields used by healthcare providers. INDOT and state troopers will help get supplies to the hospitals. State leaders say the supplies are part of a federal stockpile. National Guard troops were activated last week to help in the state's battle against coronavirus. In a move to boost the U.S. economy, the U.S. Senate approved a $2 trillion stimulus package Wednesday night. The measure is one of the largest emergency aid packages in the nation's history. It includes $250 billion for direct payments to individuals and families, another $250 billion in unemployment insurance benefits, $350 billion for small business loans, and $500 billion in loans for distressed corporations. The aid package is supposed to address the country's economic downturn in the wake of the coronavirus pandemic. It now goes to the House of Representatives for a vote, which will most likely happen on Friday. President Trump has indicated he will sign the legislation into law.
It's now time to talk money. It's been depressing to see those 401ks and watching those stocks take a tumble. So what do you do with your money? How do you make the most of what you have right now, considering the downward spiral of the stock market? Alyssa Donovan spent some time with a financial planner, and she has some great advice for us this morning to consider. Alyssa, good morning to you.
Good morning, Raphael. You know what? A lot of people might be feeling overwhelmed or simply stuck during this time, but there are some things that you can do to make the most out of your money. I spoke with a financial planner, and he says when it comes to stocks, the best reaction is not to sell. If you want to buy, you should do so in small increments. This will be better for your wallet in the long run. If you are close to retirement, this is a good time to rebalance your portfolio to minimize risk. and it's also a good time to budget and create an emergency fund. If it's necessary, you can ask for extensions on certain bills to give you more flexibility. The biggest advice he gave me, though, is to focus on your long-term goals.
Focusing on our plan. We tend to make much better decisions when we're thinking about our long-term goals and what do we need to do to give ourselves the chance or the best probability of achieving our goals.
And financial professionals say that, just a reminder, every time we have experienced a market like this, we have recovered. And if you are still unsure what you should be doing with your finances, or if you have any questions or want to set up a plan, this is a good time to consult a financial advisor so you know what to do moving forward. Reporting live, Alyssa Donovan, RTV6.
Alyssa, thank you so much. Our team coverage now continues as the coronavirus is also having a major impact on the class of 2020. Whether you're in high school or in college, you could possibly miss out on some key milestones. Our Kelsey Anderson spoke to students in limbo and how they're dealing with the situation. Kelsey, good morning to you.
While the thought of missing out on graduation, senior prom, and so many things that happen in your last year of high school is sad for these seniors, they tell me what's happening in the world right now is helping to solidify what they want to do with their future careers.
It's really hard because I've been looking forward to graduation and even senior prom and senior spring break and all of that since I was a freshman.
Julia Falcone is a senior at Center Grove High School. She says she's trying to stay positive even though right now all she thinks about is the things that she and her classmates are going to miss out on.
And I've been looking forward to making these memories, and I've been building up relationships with all of these people for 4 years, and I don't really get to say a farewell.
And just to the northeast, Cale Savage and Elliot Lambert are bummed because their senior band season is canceled.
I mean, it's kind of just a surprise. It all happened all of a sudden. It felt like a rug just got taken out of our feet.
My senior year is going to be based off of a few good things happening my first semester and the rest of it being taken.
Savage tells me he doesn't know yet what he wants to study in college, but both Falcone and Lambert tell me this crisis has solidified their future career paths.
It kind of solidifies what I want to do. I want to go into music education.
Lambert says without an in-person instructor, he's having to teach himself new music, and the spring concert music they've been working on probably won't be played.
I'm going to Purdue University next year for nursing.
Falcone says she's always been interested in the health field, and what she's seeing right now makes her even more passionate about it.
I see how health professions are needed in a time of crisis and how big of an impact they can have on people's lives.
Tomorrow on Good Morning Indiana, I ask these seniors what they would say to school board officials if given the chance. Working for you, Kelsey Anderson, RTV6.
Kelsey, thank you. Several organizations are teaming up with local churches to provide fresh and healthy food to people in need for free. Pop-up food distribution sites will be set up in church parking lots. The program started Wednesday. Barnes United Methodist on West 30th Street was one of the first sites, and neighbors there say they're grateful.
Everybody needs food. Yeah. And so I came to get some food. When you're a senior and retired, you're on fixed income, you can always need help. Somebody say they don't, they're telling tale.
A couple of things that I'm taking is really, back to other families, because my family, we kind of, already got some things, so really taking some back to other families that can't get out, can't get around, can't get to this side of town, so, really just trying to help out others.
Future pop-up distribution dates, times, and locations will be announced as they're decided. Two Indianapolis agencies, Midwest Food Bank and the organization Before You Fall, are behind this project. We want to hear more stories of Hoosiers working together during this tough time. Share the positive efforts going on in your community by emailing us at workingforyou@rtv6.com. More than 70 drugs have been identified as possible treatments for COVID-19. Still ahead this morning, why those already on the medications are now having a tough time getting the prescriptions they need. Plus, Indianapolis Mayor Joe Hogsett is thanking the governor for vetoing a bill. This morning, why the mayor says the bill would have been a slap in the face to renters in Indy. It's 6:39. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to Good Morning Indiana from our studio here in Johnson County. Scientists this morning are reporting that a number of drugs may be effective against COVID-19. The word is might because nothing has been proven. Nonetheless, some of those drugs are being prescribed inappropriately, and in some other cases, they're being hoarded without being tested accurately. One reporter found that people who actually need the drugs for their intended purposes are right now struggling.
Across the country, some people with chronic illnesses are finding their much-needed medications are on back order.
Your order's delayed, and we're working to resolve the issue.
One drug in short supply is Plaquenil, generically known as hydroxychloroquine sulfate. It's used to treat malaria and chronic rheumatic diseases.
It prevents them from having severe pain, from their arthritis from getting worse, from forming nodules. This is a daily medicine that these people absolutely need.
Erin Fox is with the American Society of Health System Pharmacists and maintains a list of nationwide drug shortages. She says 4 of the 8 producers of hydroxychloroquine are running out.
We've definitely seen a rapid increase in demand for this product. I think it's a frustrating problem, and I think it's really scary for those patients that rely on this medication day in and day out.
While the drug is not FDA approved as an off-label treatment option for novel coronavirus, it has already been touted by the president as a potential game changer.
Millions of units are ordered, and we're going to see what happens. We're going to be talking to the governors about it, and the FDA is working on it right now.
Last week, a French study of just 20 people reported 70% of coronavirus patients treated with Plaquenil after 6 days tested negative for the virus, compared to 12.5% of the control group. Hospitals across the nation have been stockpiling it as a precaution. The state of New York has already acquired 70,000 doses as part of its own drug trials to begin this week. But with no large-scale clinical data available, public health officials warn it's too early to know whether the drug is effective against coronavirus.
The information that you're referring to specifically is anecdotal. It was not done in a controlled clinical trial, so you really can't make any definitive statement about it.
Now we're even seeing hospitals call us to ask if we have this medication. I mean, this is a disaster.
LA-based online pharmacy Honeybee Health says they've been inundated with calls from doctors under pressure from patients insisting on prescriptions. Some physicians also trying to self-prescribe the drug due to the coronavirus scare.
We're seeing pharmacies hoard this medication. We're seeing doctors hoard this medication, and now at the patient level.
As a result, Honeybee Health is urging prescribers to be responsible and judicious to avoid misappropriating the drug.
There are patients out there who actually have lupus, rheumatoid arthritis, who need access to these medications. There just needs to be more responsibility on their part to calm patients' nerves rather than playing into the fear.
Reporting from Chicago, I'm Usher Qureshi.
Well, if that's not alarming, this probably is. It's no surprise that with the rise of coronavirus cases, we're also seeing an increase in products that claim to offer protection. The New York Times investigated nearly 500 websites that launched using the retail service Shopify in the last 2 months. They found products like a $60 coronavirus air purifier necklace and a $300 pill that promises protection for 30 days. Shopify is working to shut down sites with fraudulent products. A spokesperson told the Times they will suspend accounts that can't back up any medical claims. A pizza franchisor with locations here in Indiana is giving back to his employees. We'll detail his heartwarming gesture when Good Morning Indiana continues. Todd.
Everybody's dry right now across central Indiana and will remain dry at least through the noon hour. But then as we work our way into the afternoon hours, some scattered showers will start to build in. The good news is as these showers start to make their way into the area, the intensity of them is going to be very, very light. Not a lot of rainfalls heading our way today, but there is a lot of rainfall in our future. We'll let you know when that arrives coming up when Good Morning Indiana continues. The time now is 6:45.
Make a donation or volunteer today.
Welcome back to Good Morning Indiana. Covering the White House, a number of bills will now become law thanks to the governor's signature. Let's go down that long list that it's coming up here in the next couple of months. Beginning July the 1st, panhandling within 50 feet of ATMs, businesses, restaurant entrances, and parking meters and public monuments will be banned. Also in July, it will be illegal to hold your phone while driving. Now, you can still use your phone, but it must be on the speaker or through your vehicle's Bluetooth. And while you could get a ticket, the BMV will not begin adding points to your license until July of 2021. And the mayor of Indianapolis praising the governor's veto of Senate Bill 148. That bill would have reduced protections for people who rent. Opponents raised concerns that the bill would have prevented towns and cities from imposing rules on landlords. The advocacy group, the Indiana Institute for Working Families, it says this morning that it looks forward to working with the legislature on a new bill next year.
A Domino's Pizza franchisee with locations in Indiana and Ohio is giving back to its employees in a major way. Tristan Kohler says he's going to give 100% of his restaurant's profits back to employees. And it's not just at one store. Kohler's franchise owns 2 stores in Richmond and 19 others in Dayton, Ohio. Kohler says he expects the profit sharing will amount to more than $2 an hour extra per employee. The franchise has pledged to keep the profit sharing in place until June 19th. Such a generous move there by that owner. All right, Todd, the moment we've all been waiting for, your dog walking forecast.
Yeah, as we go throughout the day today, it'll be a good day to get out and walk your favorite 4-legged friend as well as yourself, as the weather is going to be in pretty good shape. And our featured dog of the day today is Diamond. Thanks to Shanika for sending Diamond in. Sorry, his tag kind of cuts off his head a little bit there, but you can send your pictures of your favorite dog to my Facebook page, Todd Clausen RTV6, and we'll eventually get them on the air. We'll give you the green pause in the forecast here with the dry conditions throughout the morning hours. Yellow caution pause for some showers moving in later on this afternoon. Temperatures right now are in the 40s. We'll warm into the low 60s later on this afternoon in northern locations. So it's a little bit cooler this morning to the north, or it's highs rather later on this afternoon are a little bit cooler to the north because the clouds move in and some showers move in as well. To the south, you're probably not going to deal with much of anything in the way of rainfall throughout the day today, and as a result, look at your temperatures a little bit warmer. Seymour 71, 70 in Bloomington and around the metro area. I do think some scattered showers do move in with temperatures that will be in the mid 60s. Skies are clear right now. We'll have a mostly sunny start to our day, but the clouds do increase pretty quick, and here's the rain that'll move in later on this afternoon and this evening, but the bulk of the rain shower activity will be from Indianapolis to the north, and it's all very, very light. So anything you want to do outdoors, my best advice is the earlier the better as we work our way throughout the day today. And then as we look at the next couple days, it's going to turn rather rainy across the area. Today, we have those spotty showers I just talked about. Tomorrow, some scattered showers off and on throughout the day. But Saturday's the day I think we really need to target for the potential for some heavy rainfall, some flooding potential across the area, and maybe the small chance of some severe storms. Here's TrueCast for Friday. It's just a few spotty showers that move through, but late Friday night into the overnight hours, Saturday morning, here comes the first wave of heavy rain, then more waves of rain come, and all this rain's moving right along a warm front that's working its way to the north until the evening hours. And then when the cold front comes through, that will be the best potential for seeing the thunderstorms. So most of the rain Saturday is just some heavy rainfall. The storm potentials later in the day, and then finally an opportunity Sunday afternoon through Tuesday to dry out a little bit with temperatures, Meredith, in the 50s.
All right, Todd, thank you. Let's take a quick check at traffic. This is I-465 at Ditch Road. Just a few cars and trucks out there here on your Thursday morning. Thank you to those of you who are still heading into work as an essential worker. We appreciate you. We've got a little bit more coming up here on Good Morning Indiana. We'll be right back.
Airing Hoosiers only on RTV6.
Elton John is set to host a benefit concert on radio stations across the country on Sunday.
But in this Throwback Thursday, we want to take you back to July of 1982. And I can't wait for Lauren Casey to return, Meredith, so we can let her know that 1982 was a great year. was a great year. But let me take you to that time period when Sir Elton was visiting our state. This trip was not the Rocket Man's first trip to Indianapolis. In fact, it was his third. But the summer of '82 was different for Elton John. He was traveling without his orchestra. The trip to Indy came just months after the debut of his new album, Jump Up. Now, some call the new music a comeback for the legendary musician, but don't say that to Sir Elton.
I think it's a fallacy. I haven't slowed down at all. I slowed down. I took 2 years off to do my football team, do my soccer team, and I've had about 5 albums out since 1976. Yeah. So I've been touring for 3 years, 4 years. So it's nothing to do with coming back at all.
So Elton has released 14 albums since stopping in Indianapolis back in 1982. Sir Elton was supposed to be playing at Bankers Life Fieldhouse tonight. That, of course, postponed until next year due to the coronavirus. A firm date on the new date has not been set. And as the home of American Idol, Todd Clawson, Don't Let the Sun Go Down on Me. I'm singing that in my heart right now.
Well, the sun's going to go behind the clouds later on this afternoon. Some rain showers built in, but overall pretty decent day with temperatures in the 60s.
All right, we want to thank you for joining us here on Good Morning Indiana. We'll be back with more news, weather, and traffic in about 25 minutes. In the meantime, enjoy Good Morning America.